Greetings. I am Peace, also known as Brittany, your favorite virtual lactation consultant, and I have the pleasure of meeting with Dr. Duklerville today, affectionately known as Dr. D. He is a holistic practitioner, a licensed acupuncturist, and I'm really excited to have a conversation about women's health and what role alternative medicine can play in supporting women. So thank you so much, Dr. D, for being here, being present to have the conversation today.
My pleasure, and thank you for inviting me.
You are so welcome. So I want to start off thinking about how alternative medicine may be helpful for women who want to become pregnant. In my practice, I see a lot of moms who have conceived their first child through IVF, in vitro fertilization, and that have been trying for a long time. So is there any help for them with non-traditional ways of healing, in a sense?
Well, lots of women that are going through in vitro, you'll find that the medical doctors sometimes refer them for acupuncture as well. And they would also be taking some herbal formula under the guidance of their practitioners. And yes, definitely acupuncture and herbs can help people that are going through the process of infertility or getting ready for giving birth.
Okay, and I think that's really one of the beautiful things that you just mentioned was the complementary part. How you can be utilizing Western traditional medicine and also bring in these alternative therapies to possibly help you along the journey. So I think that is amazing.
That is correct.
So let's say a woman becomes pregnant, give thanks, and now she's dealing with maybe morning sickness or swelling. Sometimes the ankles and the feet are swelling towards the end, or she's having little body aches and pains. Can holistic medicine help women through pregnancy as well? And in what way?
Holistic medicine is a well-surrounded medicine. Basically, a pregnant woman can actually also have a practitioner that oversees them during pregnancy. Okay. And so, once as a matter of fact, there are research that have shown that acupuncture is actually very effective in first trimesters. If a woman is having issues like, nausea, vomiting,
yes, very common.
Acupuncture can actually help that. And some of the medical doctors refer their patients to get acupuncture during that first trimester. But not only that, as the pregnancy progress, you're gonna find that the person may have other issues. They start having migraines. Acupuncture can handle that as well, or they can be anxiety, stress throughout the pregnancy. They could be getting acupuncture treatments, and also towards the end of the pregnancy, they may have swelling in their feet. Acupuncture can actually help with that as well. And another thing is, you have women when they're getting ready to give birth and the baby is not turning, breech baby.
Wow, that's a really big one.
Breech baby. So you can use acupuncture to actually help with that as well.
So
you didn't know that,
I
did you?
did not know that. Okay. I didn't know that. So it can help to encourage the baby to turn and get into the proper position for birth.
That is correct.
Wow.
So yes, and most of the doctors right now, toward the end, if the baby is not turning, they say, why don't you get acupuncture first?
You know what, now that I think back in my training, I feel like I did hear that mentioned a little bit, but it was like so brief, we just went by it so fast.
Yes, acupuncture is very effective. They're using that a lot in China. They also start using that a lot in here now because, there are a lot of cases where the baby is not turning.
Wow,
Yes.
okay. So now let's just move through the seasons. Mom has given birth. How can this therapy help support women postpartum? Because there's a lot of things that moms endure after the baby arrives. Just hormones sometimes out of whack, feeling overly tired from the demands of taking care of this whole child. You know, they want to do a good job of that, as well as still having to take care of themselves. Sometimes they have multiple children, so they are divided and just trying to find that balance. So the emotional aspect and breastfeeding, that's a whole nother conversation. Some women are struggling with breast milk production. So could you speak to how this therapy could be helpful for those women?
Well, you know, after you give birth, your body being through a lot, okay? And because your body being through a lot, it may also affect what your psychological, you know, it can also affect your psychologically, actually. So when that happens, sometimes people think, you know, something is wrong with the baby. You know, sometimes they have a distance from the child.
Trouble connecting.
Or sometimes they seem very hysterical, or they may have some depression, you know, and we have to be able to detect these things.
Yeah.
And so we know exactly how to help these women. But you know what? Acupuncture is effective for that. Yes, acupuncture is effective because it works with relaxing the body. We connect what we call the yin and the yang.
Yeah.
Bring this person into a more of a calm state. So yes, balancing. So it is very important that, you know, acupuncture. It's amazing how acupuncture can actually help these women.
Okay, and can you speak? So it can help with their mood and just making that emotional adjustment. Can it also help with people who are having trouble bringing in a milk supply?
Of course. You know, we're not just talking acupuncture in this instance. We can talk about herbal formulas. Okay. One of the herbal formula in traditional medicine, in Chinese medicine, they call it. I think the name of that formula is Wang Bu Liu Xing. Wang Bu Liu Xing. It's a Chinese name.
Wang Bu Liu Xing. That up, but okay.
But the translation of that is called the car herb seeds. Okay, car herb seeds is used very effectively because what it does is actually unblock the chest, specifically the milk ducts, so that the milk can actually comes out.
Open up the blockages.
That is correct.
So that it can flow. It's more likely to flow.
That is one herb. And there is another herb that called tongue chow. And this is called the rice plant herb. Okay, what this one does is actually help in the production of fluid, okay, into the chest. Okay, and one of the very herbs that you probably heard of this one.
Okay.
It's called the Chinese name for that herb is called okay. Let's do the deng quai. Have you heard of deng quai?
Deng quai. I have heard of deng quai. I've seen it before. It's kind of, I think if I'm talking about the right one, it looks like a stick.
Yes, it is a blood mover.
It is
a blood mover.
That is big,
okay?
Because
it is a blood mover. And the name of that one in Chinese medicine, we call it deng gui.
Yes.
It's actually a blood mover. Okay? So not only what it does that makes it effective. Not only it moves the blood.
Yes.
Okay? It also do something very specific. It nourishes the woman.
Now that's so big to me because I know that breast milk is a byproduct of blood. So if you nourish the blood, in a sense, you also nourish the milk. And it just brings everything full circle because a lot of women during their pregnancy, not so much pregnancy, everybody during their pregnancy, they're on their best behavior. They want to eat well. They're trying to do what's right for their body. But after the baby comes, a lot of women go into self-neglect mode because all the focus is on baby. And I'm really big on mothers nourishing themselves as they nourish these babies because that's how they both will flourish.
That
So
is
you
true.
just that I felt that I received that.
Okay,
Mhm.
so yes, alternative medicine, acupuncture, herbal formula. It's a village together.
Yes.
Okay, and it can bring the pregnant woman a peace of mind.
I love that. I love that. Well, thank you so much. I don't want to take up too much of your time today. For anybody who is interested in maybe working with you, how can they find you if they wanted to maybe get herbs or receive a treatment? Do you have a website? Where are you located? How can the people contact you?
Okay, they can go to my website, Extreme Healing and Acupuncture, with the X, Extreme Healing and Acupuncture.com. They can also contact me 305 456 0027, 305 456 0027, or they can just go to my office.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm in Hollywood, Florida.
Mhm.
Once you go to my website, you will have all this information right in front of you.
Okay, and so that's Extreme Healing Acupuncture. I'll definitely put the details in the description of this video for anybody that's interested.
And women health is important to me. Make sure that women is well.
Yes.
And remember, my mother was a woman.
Yes.
Okay.
And you have three beautiful daughters.
beautiful daughters.
So all of this just
So
feminine energy around
that is
you.
correct. So I got to make sure I nourish all the women.
Okay, and when you nourish the women, you nourish the men.
That is correct.
It's that complement.
It's
right
a combination. It's a combination.
Mhm.
So we treat both, but we gotta nourish the root.
There. Okay. And so it is.
Thank you.